I rejected Sunday rest because it is unscriptural. Early on, I would study and read the Holy Bible, and I cannot find any evidence supporting that Sunday is the true Sabbath, despite the accusations that it is a Jewish Sabbath and that it should not be anymore observed or no longer relevant in the Christian dispensation. In my study, I found that the Sabbath, the seventh day Saturday, is perpetual and is binding to those who call themselves God's people. And so I rejected Sunday rest because it is not taught in the Old and in the New Testament. One would be so honest and so earnest to indeed concede that Sunday rest is man-made teaching, or what we say as enforced by threats, torture, and death in history. Trinity, later on, I found out to be unscriptural as well. Although I was educated and nurtured and nourished for 40 plus years of my existence in the Trinitarian Seventh-day Adventist, I do have questions when I was in the master's level class in the seminary with the doctrine of the Trinity, or three in one. I later on realized that Sunday rest, just like Trinity, are both unscriptural. What enforces my rejection is the fact that I discovered that the Seventh-day Adventist pioneers, Joseph Bates, James White, and the others, including Ellen G. White, did not subscribe to Sunday rest nor Trinity. So these discoveries and statements from the pioneers and Ellen G. White made me come to a conclusion that indeed Sunday rest and Trinity are both unscriptural. The unfortunate event is that the Seventh-day Adventist Church began as a Sabbath keeper and believer and worshiper of the one true God through his Son Jesus Christ and the Holy Spirit as their representative, to now the present Seventh-day Adventist with its lightly regarding the Sabbath and worshiping the three-in-one, three co-eternal persons that make one God, or I should say three co-eternal gods that make one God, which is totally not from the Bible. And so I rejected because, one, the Bible does not say we should worship three-in-one. Second, the Adventist pioneers were faithful to the apostles' teachings that they rejected their own Trinitarian churches and Sunday-keeping churches. That is why they formed this church, the Seventh-day Adventists. The unfortunate thing happened when in 1980, the Seventh-day Adventist General Conference Church, through slow progression, which they term as progressive truth, I term it progressive fallacy or error, they changed the belief of the original founders and pioneers of the church in 1980 to be Trinity. One more thing that they should do in order for them to be considered Babylon is when they would switch the seventh-day Sabbath to Sunday rest. The Seventh-day Adventists would complete its turnaround from the one true God and his Son to Trinity, from Sabbath to Sunday. Friends, will it happen? Will the Seventh-day Adventists of today compromise and worship during Sunday? It might happen, and it could happen. Why? The test is about to come. And those who do not study the Bible and have not accepted and been convicted of the light will be swept away. That is what Sister White said. The structure will be swept away. Not only the leadership structure, but the structure of truth will be swept away. Will the Seventh-day Adventists of today accept Sunday as their day of rest? It is possible that many will indeed worship and turn Sunday. They already worship Trinity. So what's wrong with worshiping on Sunday? This is the reason why I rejected Sunday rest and Trinity, both theologically and prophetically. Our church, the Seventh-day Adventist Church, had been hijacked, kidnapped, usurped, turned around by those men who are not faithful to the word, but to someone else. So today I would like to just encourage all of you to consider your position where you are. There's so many unscriptural teachings that are flooding the Seventh-day Adventist Church today. And many are asleep and are not awakened. And so let me remind you that the founders and the pioneers of this Seventh-day Adventist Church, they rejected Sunday rest, including Trinity. Now, if you are not awakened today, you will not be awakened tomorrow. May God continue to call you out of darkness. Come out of her, my people.